Yo, what's good? What's good? Stormybman, and I am back welcoming you to the post-fight show with Stormybman. Cameron versus Taylor, broadcast live from Ireland for this Saturday, May 20th, 2023. This is the first of two post-fight shows we'll have this evening. We'll have one after the Haney versus Lomachenko card that'll be coming up soon. But we wanted to get this little talk in because I had told people as I had produced a video breakdown of this fight, and I had called attention to it, and I had asked people to tune in because I felt that this was going to be a high caliber quality fight, and it was just every bit of that, with the exception that we didn't get a chance to see another ladies fight. Apparently there was a late notice that came in that Cecilia Breakers couldn't go through with her fight this evening, trying to take on what's her name? Forgive me. I got all these names running through my head right now. But Breakers was supposed to go out there and face off against, forgive me, y'all, Terry Harper. I'm sorry. I drew a blank. Terry Harper. And Harper is the one woman that Alicia Baumgardner had defeated to become world champion. So that was going to be a very good fight. And one of the brothers from the community had let me know that the fight was canceled earlier today. I did not know of it. So I'm a little bit down about that I didn't get a chance to see that fight, because that would have made this card, it would have put it over the top as far as being a great card. It was a very good card, entertaining, and we had an outstanding upset, which was not really an upset, but the performance of Jose Felix. Man, did he come through. I love it. Another checked box for Mexico, against the UK and Ireland. Man, I'm telling you, they're developing a big rivalry over there. Ed Hearn don't know what he doing, but then again, maybe he does. Sly as a fox, because he's showcasing the Mexican talent, and they're getting out there. Canelo be damned, Yeah! So welcome everybody out there. Please smash the like button as you come into the building, and we'll talk about this card a little bit. That was Cameron versus Taylor. I was a little concerned, not overly concerned, but I was a little bit concerned that they may try to rob Chantel Cameron in this fight. But I have to tell you guys something, and you go back to my breakdown video. Chantel can box. My goodness, I saw some effort out of her in her performance that was so on the level as a world-class fighter and as a champion. Let's just put it this way. If she weren't as good as she really is, Katie would have got that decision this evening. But even the judges, for the first time in a long time, couldn't bring themselves to totally just rob a really good fighter and champion in Cameron. One of them tried to call this a draw. It was nowhere near a draw, people. Earlier in the fight, when it was like 7 rounds or 8 rounds, they showed Alicia Baumgartner's card, and she had given Katie 3 rounds, I believe. At that point, I had given Katie 1 round. And one of the 3 rounds that she gave to Katie was the first round. Katie did not win that first round on my card. If you give the first round of that fight to Katie Taylor, then you can't score boxing. I have to put it out there straight like that. No filter. Choke on it. Okay? Because I'm telling you, when you watch boxing, I even made a tweet. Stormy don't even make tweets, okay? But I made a tweet. I said that Cameron is putting it on Katie Taylor, and I said she's cutting the ring off. An excellent display of cutting the ring off. If you guys who watch boxing on the regular and wonder about some of these fighters who love to get favor, and some of them that complain about fighting athletic fighters, and they say things like, oh, he was running and he was just, he runs, he jabs and runs. Take textbook look and film of this young lady, Chantel Cameron. Not only does she pursue behind a thudding, heavy jab, but she closes the distance quickly with her footwork, and she cuts that ring off. Katie couldn't get back to the center of the ring. She could only go from ring post to ring post to ring post around that ring and clutch and hold, because Chantel was on top of her like a suit on Easter, Yeah! Let's go to the chat and see who's in the building. Like I said, smash that like button as you come into the building, people. We got Tony Gilmartin out there saying, great win for Chantel Cameron. You didn't watch my video, so I don't know what you're talking about. AJ64 is back with us saying, salute Stormybman in chat. Anthony Bolton out there saying, salute. 88 Sports Talk in the building saying, I'm glad Taylor lost. DOG G215 saying, Taylor made sure the belts didn't go to Alicia. So obvious. Wow. Come on, man. Don't come in here with that kind of talk, bro. Please, don't do that. Stormy don't dwell in the sewers, okay? Willie Lowe in the building saying, salute to you, Stormy. Is it me, or was Katie Taylor hand wraps very thin? Just saying. I don't know how thin they were, man. You can't tell on TV. I was watching. 88 Sports Talk is out there. Phenomenal Mexican in the building. King Corleone back with us saying salute Storm in chat. Jeff the producer, ain't seen you in a minute, saying Storm. DOG 215 says, I knew she'd lose, wanted to make sure it was to another Brit. Man, DOG, boy, we gonna mute your mic in 2 seconds. Mangus Allen saying, what's up, man? What's up with you, man? Tony Gil Martin says, relentless action, Stormy. Tay Tay, the real queen of MMA, combat, and entertainment, is out there saying Master Sifu and master of the MMA, combat, and entertainment, Tay Tay. 88 says, for the first time, the judge's life, they got it right. Laugh out loud, shaking my head. Who else we got? It's kind of moving on me a little bit. Mr. Shelton is out there. What's good with you? Rod Neal says, yo. Jeff says, I missed the fight. Gotta watch the replay. It's a very good fight, man. But watch Chantel Cameron. I'm telling you guys. You see, this is what... I'm sorry. I'm going to take a minute out here to gripe. I'm going to take a minute out here to take shots. I'm going to take a minute out here to get disrespectful, because I put out content and I try to talk about these fights for you guys, but you rather go and listen to drama and things that ain't gonna happen and talk about fantasy matches and all of this. And I try to talk about boxing, okay, and show where my knowledge of the sport and experience of breaking certain things down regarding the sport can be accessible. And you don't tune in, you don't support, you know. And it's a shame, because it's there for you, It's like the mom who cooked dinner, but you come home too late to eat it, But she still she put it in the oven for you, And you still don't eat it because you was too drunk, That's who you are. Stormy put this out here. He set the table up there. The knives, forks, and spoons are right there. The dishes is on the table, and the meal is on the table. All you got to do is put it on your own plate, but you won't even do that, Too busy with your fingers in your butthole, running around sniffing them. Yeah, you, And you know who you are, because I know who watches my content and who doesn't, I know, and I've seen where you lurk, and I seen where you spend your time and your dime, but then you want to come sniffing around here, making sly remarks and everything. Yeah, you, I told you I was going to say something, because it ain't right, It ain't right. And if you never come back, I don't give a damn. You understand? Because like I've said on this channel many a time, everybody ain't gonna make it. Yeah, you ain't gonna make it. Lost D Punch Out TV. What's good with you, brother? He says Cameron was all over Katie like a cheap suit. Laugh out loud. Art Hostage in the building. What's good with you? Morning. What's good with you, Art? Good to see you out there, brother. Good to see you out there. Hope you're doing well. J. Wayne Citizen in the building. Salute to you. I ain't seen you in a minute as well. Isaiah GQ is out there saying, what's good, Stormy? Let's see who else we got here in the building. Young World back with us saying, yo, salute Big Storm. Salute to the chat. Happy fight night to you all. Right back at you, brother. Albert Doherty is out there saying, salute Stormy B-Man in chat. Who else we got here? Learn is in the building. What's good with you, Learn? Saluting the chat. But yeah, let me get back to this fight now. Katie Taylor was moving up, y'all, if you didn't know. 5 pounds means a lot. She's the undisputed lightweight champion. Chantel is the undisputed super lightweight champion. So quite naturally, Chantel is the bigger woman. Yes, she is. And I saw it in the body punching, because every time she dropped that left hook to Katie's liver and right side of her rib cage, Katie looked like she wanted to take a pee, huh? And you know the ladies squat when they pee, so that's what her knees did, that little dip, huh? But there was no toilet in the ring. Yeah! See, Chantel worked behind a stiff jab. Her jab was so stiff that the first couple of times that it landed in the first round, it put Katie back on her heels. And it took away one of Katie's greatest advantages that she's had against other opponents. Katie is a rhythmic fighter. She likes to dart in with her combinations, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and dart out. She'll step back, she'll step to the side. But Chantel's jab was so stiff, strong, and heavy that when she would punch Katie with it flush, it would knock Katie off balance. And she had to find another way. Now, because she doesn't have upper body movement, head movement, she could not slip jabs and work off of that. So she was reduced to clutching, tying up, which she did excessively, and the referee didn't give her one single real hard warning. She kind of broke them and told her, you're holding or whatever, but it wasn't a harsh warning as if you're going to take a point if it becomes excessive, which it really did. And this also shows as many fights as she's won, as many accomplishments as she has, she doesn't have a total full toolbox, both defensively and also in knowing what to do with an opponent to slow down aggression and everything besides just clinch and hold and tie up. So that was one of the things that I wanted to say about that. But let's not forget about what Katie resorts to. Now, headbutts came into play. I saw them. They were intentional. They were purposeful. And they did lump and knot up Chantel's forehead. Did you see her forehead looking all pink and purple? Yeah, that was from Katie's headbutts. But apparently Chantel, you know, she doesn't cut easy, so fortunately for her, she didn't. But there were knots and everything. By the 6th or 7th round, I could see them. I was like, here we go. Look at this. You know, so I'm watching the whole thing, and I'm just amazed that. And Chantel is good defensively too, y'all. She caught a lot of Katie's punches on her gloves and on her arms, her forearms. She was catching punches and still coming forward. She was very technical, proficient in there. And I'm telling you, as a fighter, for women boxing as well as the men, you can watch film of that young lady, how she's been trained, and you can mark it down. She does it the right way. Her conditioning was great. I love her ability to cut off the ring. See, for all those fighters out there that want to complain about fighters who jab and run, because Katie got away from a lot of fighters. She even got away from Amanda Serrano a little bit in their fight. But she didn't get away from this woman. She did not get away from Chantel. And Chantel knows how to close the gap. The gap is the distance of space between two fighters. Okay? And it can be juxtaposed with movement either forward or backward, off to center line, left or right. And Chantel knew how to close the gap. And she didn't do it coming in a straight line. Sometimes she would slide over to where Katie was trying to go before Katie made the move to go there. And she was forced to go a different way or go straight back, which is why you saw her near the ropes and in the triangle a whole lot of the time during this fight. Very technical, high marks to Chantel. Some of it had to do with her strength. It really did, because she's the bigger woman. Let's just face it. Katie is not that big. She's very small. So lightweight is her weight class. And because she did not win these titles trying to move up, she still dared to take the challenge. And my hat is off for her, and with much respect, for trying. She tried it. You can talk all you want to, but until you get in there and attempt to do something, that's it at the end of the day. And she did a very good job. But remember, she was in her hometown. Now, think about those scorecards. A majority decision for Chantel, with one judge scoring it a draw, erroneously. If they were in a neutral territory, Chantel wins that unanimously, and you can give her almost every round. I don't think Katie won more than 2 rounds. I don't. That's my personal opinion, and you're entitled to yours. Going back to the chat for a quick moment. What we got here? Laws D says, that was a great fight. I wanted to cover it this week, but I've been that busy. Okay, Laws, it's okay, man. Did you get a chance to accomplish that, what you told me? I hope you did. Art Hostage says, Stormy, after this fight, how do you see the rematch between Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano? Meant to be at Croke Park in front of 80,000 crowd later this year. Hey, man. Katie is slowing down. Amanda could probably knock her out. She has the wherewithal to be able to survive, but if she tries to trade with Amanda like she did in their first meeting, those last couple of rounds, Amanda almost put her down. If she tries that again, I think she doesn't have that juice in her anymore, because she's like 36 years old. You know what I mean? 30 going on 37 or something like that. And she's been in a lot of tough fights. And like I said, she doesn't have head movement. She doesn't have that upper body movement where you can slip punches and not take things so flush. She's either taking things flush or she's taking things where she kind of rolls with and takes steam off. That's still punishment. And that's the thing about it. You have to be adept at defense. And I don't think at this stage in her career, she's going to develop that knack for a 10-round championship fight. She could probably implement something for a couple of rounds, but once fatigue sets in or something, she's going to just resort back to what's most comfortable for her. So, Art Hostage, my man, I see Amanda stopping Katie, or Katie stopping herself in that fight, because it'll get tough again. And Serrano is a heavier puncher than Chantel, even though she's at a smaller weight. You know what I mean? So, and don't forget that Amanda went up to fight Katie at Katie's weight. So that just shows how devastating a puncher she is. And she had Katie all busted up. Even Chantel, who's a bigger woman and landed pretty damn good throughout this 10-round fight, she didn't put the type of damage on Katie that Amanda Serrano did. So it's just food for thought there. Let's see. Phenomenal Mexican says, Katie do be fighting dirty on the inside. Yeah, I picked up on that many years ago. And in fact, I was kind of heavily criticizing her for doing that, because some of those fights that she's had, she actually did a number on some of her opponents with that head. And that's something they teach over there. It's like, it's part of, like, if you show a fighter the jab, you show them that headbutt to follow the jab or the right hand. It's like part of what they do for whatever reason. I don't understand it, because yeah, the skull, that's the hardest bone on the body, and you bumping somebody with that. See, when you know that you're initiating the contact, your brain can send a signal to your body to brace for it. But when the other party catches it unsuspectingly, that's why they get stunned, cut, knocked out, or whatever, because they're not expecting that type of impact. But you who are doing it or initiating it are. So it's like, it's really tough, huh? But there are little tactics and treatments and techniques that you could do to stop somebody from doing that. I won't share those over the airwaves, but when I talk to my brothers behind the scenes, I could share with them, because it'll knock all that out right away, quick, fast, and in a hurry, huh? Yeah. You give them a little something special, and they won't think about doing that ever again while they're in the ring with you. Yeah. Lost D says, you're right about Katie Taylor with that head. I seen that, Stormy. Yeah, man. That's why I'm talking about it. Learn says, although I thought Amanda won, I have to say Chantel won easier. I don't think the scores were that close. Listen, man. When I saw Chantel beat up on Jessica McCaskill, I was like, that woman can box, because she didn't beat McCaskill in a slugfest. She boxed her. And McCaskill has the type of style that she's unorthodox and can kind of trick you at some point in a fight of being available for what she likes to do. Chantel kept her at the end of her punches all the time, kept distance, marked like a she drew a line in the sand. If you cross this line, you're going to take some punishment. And that's exactly how she fought Jessica. Jessica didn't win a round. She beat Jessica worse than she beat Katie, and it was almost the same repeat. You understand? So I'm telling you, when I'm watching the quality of these women fighters, man, they are getting it done. It is really nothing to hang your hat on as far as thinking it's bad. But please start tuning in, especially the championship fighters, because they are the ones who have won the Olympics. They are the ones who have had the extensive amateur careers and have had the better grade of trainers working with them. And it's paying off. You can see it. And it's throughout the divisions. It's not just at a single weight class or a couple of weight classes. It's happening throughout the women's sport of boxing. Another reason that I think, like when you talk about Alicia Baumgardner, her fight with Michaela Meyer was so close, they should have run that fight back. And whomever won that rematch, if it was close or they split, then eventually at some point have a third fight. But it's a great money grab for the two of them. And I do believe that Alicia didn't want that second fight because the first fight was so close. I actually had Meyer winning the first fight, but that's okay. But if you're a champion, defend the championship. We'll see what happens, because it's not like Alicia was undefeated, huh? She's getting ready to fight this Lenartu again, huh? The person who took her O, and maybe her and Mayer can get it on after that. But Mayer's going to look to challenge Katie Taylor. And that's not going to be an easy fight for Katie Taylor, because Mayer has size and range, but she doesn't box as well as Chantel. Chantel is a cut above, you guys. And in my breakdown video, I spoke about them being similar, meaning Katie and Chantel. I talked about them being the type of fighters who are at that top. It's just that Katie is a bit older. But Chantel can box, man. Did you see her blocking those shots and everything? And she was doing it the correct way. She wasn't dipping into shots. She was putting her gloves up and turning her body and everything the proper way. She is well schooled and well tooled. I have to give credit to where credit is due. I do. I'm sorry. Did you notice that once Katie gets tired, and it happens in every single fight, she starts to drop her hands? And that's a death sentence right there. You're getting older, your reflexes are slowing down, and you're dropping your hands. Bad habits can lead to bad things, like knockdowns and knockouts. Yep. Lauren says, I agree with the 2 rounds. Laws D says, Chantel Cameron trainer is Jamie Moore. he's Jack Catterall's trainer. He's probably the best trainer from the UK. Well, if he's Jack Catterall's trainer too, see, I wasn't aware of that, Laws D, but I have to tell you, you could see how Jack Catterall handled Josh Taylor. Now, see, you could see the connection there. These are people who have skills. Okay, no wonder nobody really wants to fight Jack Catterall. You see what I'm saying? It's like word behind the scene. People know what's going on. They say, oh, that guy's trained by such and such. I don't know. We won't fight him unless we have to. You see, Taylor ran away from Catterall. The easiest thing for him to do. Remember, he was originally talking about moving up, right? He was even talking about pulling Catterall up at a catch weight without the belts on the line for a rematch. But he made certain that he didn't get his ass back in there with Jack Catterall. And let's not forget that Catterall is the guy who put Josh Taylor down for the first time in his career. Yeah, man. Great stuff there. I appreciate that information, Laws D. I appreciate that big time. '88 says, I had Serrano beating Taylor, but rematch, she might stop her, but I doubt she'll run it back. Hey, man, things will change because I'm telling you, Katie's been in a lot of tough fights. And even though she didn't get battered up as far as facial damage and stuff tonight, this was a tough fight on her. That woman was beating her to the body like no business. Listen, if Amanda Serrano had beat Katie to the body like that and wasn't headhunting so much, she would have stopped her late instead of just getting her dazed and almost going down. She would have stopped her because she's a different type of puncher than Chantel is. But Chantel was just bigger and stronger and more physically imposing, but she was throwing the correct punches. I was wondering why someone who punches like Amanda Serrano doesn't put in the body work like she's supposed to. It's just something that, I tell you, a lot of fighters are not invested like they should be when it comes to body work, man. They just aren't. And it's unfortunate because it can turn fights around for them so quickly. And it can be an easier type victory for a fighter if they were to get in there and put that body work in there. A lot of people don't want to do that, though. They just don't. They don't do their homework. Body work is so important in boxing, man. It's so important. Big time. So let me just say, Laws D says, Katie looked old in her last 3 fights, but I give the girl love because she's always trying different things. Absolutely, Laws. That's why I said earlier, the fact that she went up and tried to fight this woman for her titles, I salute her for that. You know what I mean? She challenged herself, but there are limits. And it's okay if you suffer a setback, but at least you gave it a go. And it'll go down in her legacy that she made attempts to do these things. Think about the people who don't make any moves and they talk about they ready for the Hall of Fame. If you don't sit your butt down somewhere, huh? William Old School was out there saying, I was at work, so I missed the fight. You can catch the replay if you got Dazn there, William. It's a darn good fight, bro. Darn good fight. He says, y'all smash the like button, people, when entering the building. Peace. Yep. Learn says Jack has to resort going to Twitter asking for fights. Look at what happened after he was robbed. Hey, man. I'm telling you. Laws D says, right, Stormy, Jamie Moore is a great trainer. Hey, man, I want to see who else he's working with. That's very interesting. Learn says the beautiful thing about women's boxing is the losses won't affect them as much as the men. I think that the beautiful thing is the women do not have the same approach at suffering defeat that the men have. The women don't care if they suffer a loss. They care about the competition, and they care about making certain that they are paid and compensated for their efforts. But the men, they have found themselves, they're all carrying purses now. And I'm not talking about fight purses. I'm actually talking about man purses, huh? They're carrying them. They're carrying those. They're painting their nails. They're wearing capri pants, huh? Sandals, huh? And dresses. So since they want to do all of that, maybe Mauricio was on to something when he said that they were going to have a trans league, huh? Because some of those, if we could get them out of the real part of boxing, maybe we could get back to some real traditional old school boxing and get those beta female effeminate men up out of there, huh? Get them out of there. These guys running around with tampons and Kotex, huh? Don't want to get in there with real competition, thinking that being undefeated is something else. Let me tell you something. When you think that undefeated is something, you know that clip I always play from Enter the Dragon when Han say, we are all ready to win, just like we're born only knowing life. It is defeat you must prepare for. Defeat is just around the corner, huh? Sometimes within a few seconds. So how you gonna stay undefeated, huh? Big dummies. These old beta male effeminate men out here participating in my sport. I love this sport of boxing, man. I loved it since I saw Muhammad Ali as a kid. I was like, what are they doing? And my dad said, it's boxing, son. I'm like, man, I like that. There's no way I would have fallen in love with this sport watching what these guys do today, huh? I'd be asking my dad, and this time I'd be like, Dad, what's the matter with him? He got his period? Yeah, son. Let's watch something else. Yeah. Huh? William says, Stormy, do you think that Katie Taylor's body is starting to give out from the years of training and fighting? She hasn't looked like herself in her last few fights. Dude, William, she's 37 years old, bro. 36, 37 years old. She's been doing this since she was like a 8-year-old kid or something. What do you think? Shit. Just like Canelo, huh? Canelo's 32, huh? And he ain't looked himself in his last 5 or 6 fights. Yeah. AJ says, yeah, that's some crazy stuff there, Stormy. Yeah, man, it's crazy. These fools. Learn says the pride belt is starting to make sense, I guess. Absolutely. Huh? These guys running around here, thumping their chests like they the baddest thing alive and talking big time on social media and everything. But they don't go to the fights and talk big time. They don't get in the ring with people and challenge them and stuff like that. But the Twitter wars, huh? Twitter wars. Instagram wars. Instagram beefs, they call them, I guess. All of that foolishness. And then they hope that y'all stand up for them by saying, well, who has he beaten and stuff like that. That helps them, you understand? Not face who they need to face. Because y'all side with them because you like him. You might like one guy because he got muscles. You might like the other guy because he can talk stuff real good. You might like another dude because he's flashy with everything he got and everything. You might like another dude because he's in and out of prison all the time or getting arrested or something and run-ins with the law. You might not like another dude because he get high like you and probably get his stash from the same place you get yours. All this foolishness. Sit all your asses down somewhere. Damn fools. Back to Chantel Cameron. I made some personal notes about this woman as I was watching the fight. I've already talked about her jab being very strong. I mean, her jab pulverizes. It's like it pushes you back. It reminds me of like that Sonny Liston telephone pole like jab. Boom! And Katie was knocked back off. Katie was like, hell, let me get on the move. But here's Chantel coming over there cutting the ring off on her ass. Now, I know that her people were telling her in the corner, throw your shots and don't languish in there and get out. But it was hard to get out because Chantel was right back on top of her. One of the things that was an underrated aspect of Mike Tyson when he was a young fighter was his footwork was very quick. Mike Tyson would be on your ass in 2 seconds. And you be trying to move and get out the way, and he slips some shots, and he's right up in your chest again, and he's hitting you. It's like that's mentally fatiguing. And Katie looked like she was tired after 3 rounds. She did. And in the middle round, she was breathing so heavy, her mouth was wide open. That was that pressure that Chantel was putting on her along with the body punching. That left hook to the body was dynamite. I loved it. She had a complete arsenal of punches. Then she started mixing in uppercuts on Katie. When the uppercuts started coming, I was like, uh-oh, because that means that she can't really lay in the side with the holding because Chantel is throwing that shot. And that's a dangerous shot if you're trying to reach your arms out to grab somebody. Yeah. You know? There's a lot of things that she did so well. And then when Katie was trying to take the fight on the inside, Chantel shortened her shots up and was punching with her on the inside. So she is a versatile fighter. She can fight at range. She could fight at mid-range. She could fight in close. I'm looking at this woman and I'm saying, wow, she's getting it done. And she was not fazed by being in Ireland in front of that crowd. Oh, and let me say something about that crowd for a moment, please. Those people turned out to see a women's headlined card. Do you see that? Do you see that? When boxing is good, people, the people come out to support. So stop listening to these BS promoters out here saying what doesn't sell and nobody's going to watch or buy or whatever, because let me tell you this. I knew this was a good fight when I heard that these two people were fighting, and I tuned in because I knew it was a good fight. That's why. But that stadium was rocking. Yes, it was Katie's hometown. But still, Katie had a dance partner, right? That was a world champion. And they put on a show, man. That was a damn good fight. I really enjoyed that fight this evening because they displayed a lot of what should be displayed in the sport, whether you're talking the men or the women. Katie Taylor was challenging herself to fight a bigger person, a bigger champion. She didn't give up, though at times I could see her body language was indicating she didn't know how much she could take. Chantel was the consummate professional. She showed Katie respect in her hometown. She didn't do a lot of, talking trash or nothing. She spoke respectfully, but her performance showed me why she was as confident as she was, because she's more than capable. She's a world-class champion, undisputed champion herself. And that Katie nor her crowd or audience could take away from her. None of it. They couldn't do a damn thing about it. That was excellent. That's leading by example. And a lot of these so-called effeminate, beta, ultra, when you trans men out here, they could learn a lesson 2, 3, or 4 from these fighters that faced off this evening. Yeah. And I don't care who don't like it, huh? Knockdown Boxing and Sports and Entertainment says, salute Stormy, salute to you. Yeah. But let me go back to the fight that was the co-main, since Harper and Breakers couldn't fight. That fight where what's his name? Gary? Is that Gary? Kerry Cully and Jose Felix, man. Listen. I've watched that kid Cully fight on a few DAZN cards, and he has always but he's just the kind of fighter that hold on a second. I'm trying to pull up some information on him. Oh boy. Let me take it to let me go to BoxRec real quick. Okay. Gary Cully. Jose Felix. Now, Jose Felix, Gary was 16-0. But Jose Felix had a record of 39-6 with 1 draw. He's 31 years old, and he's from Mexico. What I learned in this fight was this. Boxing shows you what to do and what not to do. Cully is a tall fighter at 6'2", fighting at lightweight. He's very thin. And he fights with his chin up in the air. Similar to Ryan Garcia. But Felix, who took a round or two to get the distance down, hit that sucker right on the chin exactly when you're supposed to. In other words, when he's trying to flick that little jab he's got southpaw, and he stepped into the punch and hit him right on the chin, which he's not used to somebody hitting him when he punches. Felix lit him up, and that was all she wrote. The same thing will happen to Ryan Garcia if he don't learn to stop fighting with his chin up in the air. He fought a shorter guy in Tank Davis, and Tank still found his chin, didn't he? So think about it like that. Oh, and yeah, Learn, thank you for saying that, because what the hell was up with that referee, man? Now, Cully, who's from Ireland, he was hurt, man. And the referee was calling himself trying to give him a chance. But dude, you're going to give him a chance to be killed. He got hurt and the fight needed to be stopped. But that prejudiced, biased ref was so intent on trying to allow him to survive. There was no way he was going to survive with Felix being on him like he was. Felix did everything he was supposed to do. He was throwing body punches. He was throwing headshots. Now, Felix apparently is not really a huge puncher. Huh? But in his 40 victories, he's got 31 KOs. But that could be accumulative, and it could also be based against the level of opposition. But obviously his hands are heavy. And he put it on him. That referee needs his ass whooped and needs his license revoked. Huh? Yeah. There's no way that he should have let that fight go on and let that young man get hit and punished like it. My wife came in and saw the end of that and how it was going, and she was like, why is the ref not stopping it? I was like, looking at her like, this dude is getting whacked, literally. Listen, man, I don't like when refs take it upon themselves. Last week we had Tony Weeks. This week we have this guy. Huh? What the hell was he doing? What was he doing? Now you guys are telling me this kid is in the hospital. He could be in the hospital with a damn brain bleed for all the extra blows that he ended up taking unnecessarily. That's what I'm talking about. It don't need to happen like that. It don't need to go down like that. You might as well not have a referee in there if you're going to have a guy that will allow the fight to happen like it did. Yeah, Learn, when you getting your ass whooped or you on the brink of the lights going out, 5 seconds do seem like 10 or 20. Seriously. That's why I was saying the ref needed to be in there to stop that fight. After he got up from the second knockdown, the fight was over. He should have stopped it. But even after the first knockdown, did you see how long he counted? He looked like Jack Reese in there. He was trying to give the dude everything he could. He basically he didn't talk to him like, come on, man. That's what he didn't say to him. I don't like to see stuff like that. I really don't. And Learn, thank you for mentioning that again, because that's important. That was something that I did want to talk about. I did want to talk about that. Yeah, Learn, he didn't even know the towel was being thrown in. There was an official standing on the ring apron behind him, and he didn't see that. It was like he was so busy trying to give the dude a chance. What you want Gary to say? Please stop it. You understand? You're in there to help. You're in there to help preserve life. You're not in there to help extinguish it. Where was Tony Weeks when you needed him, huh? Damn. I don't know, man. I don't know. These kind of things like this, I just don't like seeing them, man. I don't like seeing this kind of stuff. Don't like seeing it at all. Yeah. But yeah, we got some more fights coming up this evening. The Devin Haney, Vasily Lomachenko fight, that's coming up. Looking to see that, enjoy that, and we'll be back to talk about that card. I'm sure it's going to start soon. I know they got the prelims and undercards going, so I'm probably just going to get me some food in me and get ready, because that's what it's all about, man. Nothing like a great day of boxing, right? We had nice card this afternoon, and you see how you split it up. You can take a break in between, and then you come back for the second part of the evening for boxing, you know? That's where it's at, man. That's where it's at. So I'm going to get ready to get on out of here. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out to support me on this post-fight show. There's a whole assortment of them that didn't want to smash my like button, but they were in here, huh? Just like a bunch of raccoons. When you got some cat food on the porch or something, here they come, huh? Yeah, you. But I'm going to get on up out of here. Catch you guys on the next one later this evening. Peace, and shout out to the mighty LDBC.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.